This is following my earlier voice note regarding Russia, Ukraine, NATO and US. Regarding the meeting between Zelensky and Trump and JD Vance of what happened. I've already clarified, and whoever who accepted and understand my narrative and resonates with them, it's good that you embrace logic. Okay? But those who don't, which appears to be almost the world around, the whole world is like illogical and irrational. Doesn't make sense. But then I am of the opinion that Trump and JD Vance make sense. There are some minority also that agrees that they make sense. Now, when we talk about Trump generally is an illogical president. Nonsense. Nak buat apa ni, Oasis kat Gaza lah, nak raise tariff to all the European countries, destroy his economy. He does the dumbest thing and does nonsense and crappy, nonsensical. Now, I don't see how these will benefit America, but he does this lah. So therefore, I don't have high regards for Trump. I don't find him clever. I don't find him all noble either. Okay? Tetapi, when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, when we are facing a world of insanity, the only voice of reason captivates me, and it actually comes from Trump and JD Vance with regard to the Russia-Ukraine war. It is the most logical, the stand that they're taking. Now, if the world, including Ukraine and Russia, if they all desire a ceasefire, if you listen to my earlier voice note, I already said why Russia needed to attack, why they need to address the existential threat. They can't allow NATO or any of the European nations or US to park their military bases, to have a military presence at their backyard. This is dangerous. They can be wiped out anytime. So therefore, as a matter of life and death, they have to do what needs to be done. This is national security. So therefore, people like Trump and JD Vance, maybe advised by the CIA ke, the US intelligence ke, whatever lah, they are cognizant of that fact. Because they are exactly like that as well. Because if somebody, China ke, Russia ke, put their military bases kat Mexico at the border of US, it will be an instant war. They will do exactly, they will react the same way like Putin act. So therefore, that is first part, insofar as the rationale and the justification of why Russia did what Russia did. That they need to attack and they cannot allow this to happen. Now, fast forward to where it is today, whether, as far as international law is concerned, of course, Russia breached international law. They attacked a sovereign nation, unprovoked, who has the right under law to join NATO. So therefore, from whatever is a written law, Russia has violated, and therefore people blame Russia without looking at the underlying considerations, underlying circumstance. But whatever it is, whether you want to believe Russia is right or Russia is wrong, Russia is justified or not in doing whatever Russia did, you want to believe Russia is a villain or Russia is a hero, doesn't matter. But right now, it boils down to only one factor, which is military might. Military might, for people who are not so aware or accustomed to situations now, if you read and you understand from even retired US generals and colonels, Russia today, as far as military strength is concerned, is unrivaled. Not only about number of nuclear ke, ataupun number of army, manpower, number of machines. It's not just that. It's the technology. The technology is a marvel. It can achieve, it can do things that other nations can't do. And because of that, it is, a ticking Armageddon bomb. And Ukraine, facing Russia, Ukraine doesn't stand a chance. They use whatever Europe tried to give them to attack Russia, to weaken Russia. That's what Europe is hoping for. Now, as soon as the fallout between Zelensky and Trump administration in the Oval House, Zelensky scurried away and went to whom? Who did he go to? He went to Europe. So Keir Starmer, UK, France, who gladly accepts Zelensky's narrative and decided to take over, take over the role of US in supporting Ukraine, and they now want to support. They now want to give billions to Ukraine for arms, military aid. Latest I heard, even UK wants to send troops to Ukraine to prevent invasion by Russia. Now, I doubt UK would send their own sons to war. They send money and bullets, maybe. Now, what Ukraine wants, Zelensky wants, he wants peace, but he wants peace in his own circumstance. Trump wants peace for them, but in a manner which they think is feasible and viable. Itu dia punya biggest difference. Okay, so this whole topic boils down to two perspectives, two ways of looking at things, and because of that, let's talk about these two things. Okay, as far as Trump is concerned, they want to explore diplomacy because they know Russia's military might. They themselves, US themselves, may not be able to take on Russia. NATO also tak tahu, don't know where it will come. But if a third world war will break out, it will be calamitous to everybody, including Russia, including US, including Europe, semua orang, including us, who has got nothing to do with the war, who doesn't get even involved. We will also, taste and pay the price. Okay, may not be in terms of lives, but our livelihood, the whole world will be in ruins if a World War III breaks out. And that is what Trump and JD Vance wants to avoid, because they know that Russia will not back down, because Russia is reacting as a matter of existential threat. So therefore, they see an angle. They see approach A is the diplomatic approach, not the Biden approach that irritates Russia, and therefore Russia doesn't want to even come to the table to talk. Now they have had a conversation with Putin. Putin has made it clear what he wants for Russia, reasonable and logical, and therefore they believe this can be achieved through Zelensky. They called him for a meeting, but we all know what happened, and the outcome is writing on the wall. Okay, now Zelensky resists, because as far as Zelensky is concerned, he doesn't agree to this diplomatic approach, because diplomatic approach means there will be a net loss to Ukraine. They lose land, they lose a bit of control, but he's using the fact, what assurance Russia can give that they will not attack. Now, from where Trump perspective is concerned, you're not entitled to assurance. You're not entitled to the privilege of assurance, because as it stands now, you don't even have assurance. Either way, Russia, you not assurance from Russia. Russians are the one with the gun on your head. So you want them to promise not to shoot you. Otherwise, you don't agree to something. Either way, he can shoot you, kan? So therefore, if he says, kalau Putin kata ceasefire, you got no choice of not trusting him. Will he break that promise? He may. But whether you trust or you don't trust, what options have you got? Better you get a promise that maybe chances of him not breaking promise is higher. Ataupun you don't get a promise, you just go to war. You get attacked anyway. So there's only two outcomes. You continue getting attacked, or you agree to the peace deal, ceasefire deal, whereupon Russia may or may not attack. So the uncertainty of attack or not attack over the certainty of attack. So to me, it's a no-brainer, right? You can just think for yourself. But basically, what Zelensky wants US to arm them to the teeth, so that they can attack Russia, and so that Russia suffers some defeats, and Russia hopefully yield and desist and pull back and withdraw from Ukraine. That is the kind of outcome Zelensky is expecting. Now, the thing is, are these people deluded? Russia is going to back down. Russia doesn't have to. Russia is in control of the situation. Russia is all powerful now. So that is not an option. You do that, if you arm Ukraine further to the teeth, and in this case, Europe nak hantar, UK nak hantar presence, their military to be in Ukraine, and presumably what, kalau duduk kat Ukraine, they attack Russia from Ukraine lah. So that will be already UK attacking Russia. So it means UK starts a war with Russia. So do you expect Russia will not respond and reciprocate and retaliate? So therefore, Russia will start attacking UK in Ukraine. And if things are coming from UK, Russia will start attacking UK. This is what Trump and JD Vance is warning Zelensky, that you are risking World War III. So, as far as Europe is concerned, do they really care about Ukraine? They know that Ukraine will be annihilated. Whatever they give, planes, jets, semua Russia tembak. Whatever that was sent by cargo baru ni, 2 cargo, Russia down, and it just gone. Now, but Europe will just continue to give still, hoping that some goes through and some is used by Ukrainians. And at the end of the day, it's not their sons that will die. It is the Ukrainian sons that's dying. Now, if the Ukrainians hear this, you should know, Europe is not your friend. Europe don't care if you die. What matters to Europe is that even if your sons all die, as long as some Russian army die, as long as Russia is weakened, it serves their agenda. That is what they want. The one that genuinely cares for Ukrainians and Russians' lives, in this particular case, is Trump. Trump wants to stop the war. Trump wants to end it peacefully, so that people, Russians as well as Ukrainians, stop dying. And there's no more munitions that's going to be exchanged. Whack here, whack there, tembak, menembak, bomb sini. That should stop. This is what Trump wants to achieve. This is a win-win situation for all. Of course, there's a price to pay for Ukraine by Ukraine, but what to do? Because based on now, Ukraine is on the losing end anyway. So therefore, stop loss. It's a stop loss approach. Stop the loss, and whatever, when the ceasefire, Russia also cannot advance further. Not allowed to advance further and occupy more. So whatever Ukraine have now, they get to keep. Whatever they used to have, that one yang Russia dah ambil, gone lah, done. So this is the deal. But to Ukraine, that's not enough. So for Ukraine, for Zelensky, he still wants to go to war until Russia yields. And that's not going to happen, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care about his people. So Ukrainians, you better know, your president don't care. When America wanted to provide an opportunity for there to be a peace deal, in a diplomatic way, your president rejected. Tak nak, marah, gaduh, antagonize diorang. And now the world kata US bully dia punya presiden. So therefore, from there, you can see already. And Europe, nicely abet, open arms to Zelensky. We are with Ukraine. No, if you are with Ukraine, why don't you send your army to go to battle Russia? Why you only want to give weapons to Ukraine? So that, Ukraine uses it and Russia will do whatever is level best to defeat those equipment, and the people will in the process also die. So the outcome of the war, Ukraine cannot win, can never win, no matter what Europe provide Ukraine with. But this war will prolong years to come, and Ukraine will continue to cripple and eventually be wiped out of existence. Why? Because they rejected Trump's proposal. I declared that I don't like Trump. I think he's he's a rubbish kind of president. But on this particular case, he is right. His perspective is the only logical perspective. He's not going to arm Russia. He's not going to go into a confrontation stance with Russia. He's not going to do that because it doesn't benefit US. It will prolong the war and it will annihilate Ukraine, and the people will all die. Trump wants to avoid that, and if they agree to the diplomacy deal, the rare earth would be the exchange with Trump, because Trump need that money back, because he himself declared that 350 billion US has already been given away to Ukraine for the war by Biden. That is worse than the heist of 1MDB tau. That is worse than SRC at 1MDB, because the point is that money is used for what? Kalau 1MDB, duit dibelilah yacht lah, painting lah, diamond rings lah, apartment, property. You beli benda tu, that jana balik income for the world, whoever who's selling. In this particular case, what you do, you enrich the arms punya industry, the weaponry industry. Tapi at the end of the day, it goes towards destruction lah. Whatever building that's erect gets demolished and turned into rubbles. Who benefits? Lives are lost, bloodshed here and there. So that was what American punya tax dollars went to. 350,000 billion, 350 billion given by Biden to them. So to me, to see matters into the proper perspective is look at what kind of deal is viable. And to me, the only viable deal is what Trump administration is proposing, because they can cut a deal with Russia and the war can actually stop. Anything else that Europe is trying to do now and what Zelensky is trying to procure with Europe, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna happen, and it will just prolong the war. It will aggravate the situation, and it may spark a third world war. Jadi, I don't know how this will resonate with many people, but whoever who thinks logically will understand, the real situation. I really hope that Zelensky get his senses back, go back and make up with Trump. Trump kata that he can come back when he's ready to talk peace. So therefore, what US have on the table is a diplomatic approach, and take it or leave it. That's all US is affording. And the conversation did not go good, because to me, I find Zelensky disrespectful. Enough said.
So just a reminder, quick reminder to let you know to keep the donations coming, because I have to go for follow-up appointments weekly at the IOR Center, and each appointment costs 140 ringgit. So 4 times a month is 140 times 4, that's 560 a month. So anything you can donate to help me out would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.